If you want to make your bad time sweet, go ahead and head over to the Sugar Shack collection. Link down below in the description box where you can get a discount on your purchase.
Hey everybody, what's up? Happy Sunday. Hope y'all are having a good day, and I am back for power. I hope y'all checked out my cooking video that I just put out, and also I hope y'all catch Iyanla Fix My Life. It was a controversial video that worked on my nerves a little bit, but you know what? At the end of the day, I said what I said. So let's get into power, shall we? All right. So Ghost wants to turn himself in. That's what he think is the best alternative, since we know now that the FBI is going after Angela, they're going after Tasha, and consequently they'll eventually be going after Tariq. So in order to protect everybody, Ghost is like, I'm gonna go down there, grab this jacket, he's walking out the door, and Angela starts to question him, like the cops will, asking him to explain how he even knew where Raymond Jones lived if they'd never really met one another. Okay? Stuff the cops was gonna ask. Can't go down there half-cocked talking about I did it. The police are gonna wanna know why, how, when, what, and where, okay? And he comes up with the idea that maybe they should frame Drake. But Tasha wants to frame Kanan. And when he leaves, she tells Angela that. The FBI are meeting up with Agent Blanca, Detective Blanca, whatever you want to call the bitch, okay? She's just real angry, always furrowing her brow. Anyway, they discussing the fact that Silver has disappeared, so they can't question him, and they still plan to move forward with arresting James. Tamika tells them to talk to Joey Proctor about Marsha Williams' death. Y'all know the police officer, or the CO in the prison that James hauled off and killed, aka Charlie Murphy, okay, R.I.P. All right, he smashed his head in with a weight, and Teresi was there, and another guy came in and he killed the other guy, and then Teresi helped him, make the scene look a certain way, and now Teresi told Sax and Mock about this killing, and now they're trying to corroborate that story, because if it's only the person that you're using and the person that we're trying to prosecute, then how we know it's not he said, she said, you know what I mean? They just gonna keep aggravating Joey. Joey's about to crack. Joey's gonna crack. I can see it now. Joey's gonna crack. So Two-Bit and his little driver buddy looks like a guy named Mouse. I don't know why. That's what I'm gonna call him. It's probably not his name. That's what he looks like, little black mouse. Two-Bit tells Dre that he didn't kill Ghost because Ghost didn't show up to kill the Jimenez. Kanan showed up to kill the Jimenez, and he didn't tell him to kill Kanan. Okay? So they didn't kill him. And Dre is like, man, what the fuck? Next time you got a clean shot, you take the shot. The fuck? But then Cristobal comes in because they have to go and introduce Cristobal to the woman who Dre works for all of the clubs and everything. I forgot that little cute girl name, but she sure is sexy, ain't she? She just give you sex every time you talk to her. It seems like somebody about to have sex, but they don't. Kanan still hasn't told them that he brought the Jimenez head to Jason. So Tommy is all excited that he finally gets to, tell Jason that they killed the Jimenez, and when he texts him back, he's like, I expected him to be a little bit more happy about the shit, but whatever, all right? And we see that Kanan gets a text message and tells Tommy he'll drop the head off later. He goes to meet with Tariq on some fuck shit. And that's when Ghost lets Tommy in on his plan to frame Dre. But they need Dre so that they can get to Alicia, because they need another connect, because they're trying to get away from Jason, I guess. I don't know. All I know is it's too much going on. So Mock and Sax called Joey into their office on some real dog shit. You know what I'm saying? They basically say that they have evidence and they have a CI corroborating a story that James killed somebody in prison, and they want information about it, all right? And then once again, Proctor is saying he don't know, but y'all know they leveraging that man's career, his life, his daughter, everything against him, trying to get St. Patrick. Oh, Lord, y'all disgusting. Mock and Sax, y'all don't have no women. Y'all don't have nothing to do. Okay, like, it's just so tiring to see them only do this one thing all the time. So Kanan takes Tyreek with him to go and proposition the Italians. He says he knows that ever since they parted ways with Tommy, they've been needing a distro, and he wants to be that. And he has Tyreek with him, and they're like, you know, what's the kid doing here? And he's like, well, you know, y'all got y'all security, I need my security. And then they start to speak Italian, and because Tyreek is taking Italian at that nice school that his parents are paying for, he knows exactly what the drug dealers are saying, which impresses everybody in the room. Isn't that cute? So Tyreek gets home, and to his surprise, his mama is sitting on the sofa with the betrayer, Angela. Okay, the woman that ruined their family, ruined everything, sent daddy to jail for the one fucking thing he didn't do. Why are you sitting here talking to this hoe? That's what he wanted to say, okay? And Tasha is like, listen to me, Tyreek. I trust her about this. So Angela starts to ask questions that are kind of leading to this whole Kanan did it vibe, all right? And he picks up on that, and he's like, y'all trying to frame Kanan like y'all did when I was a kid. No, I'm not going along with this. And Tasha is like, listen to me, boy, okay? I'm your mama. Nobody's been as good to you as I have been, okay? And your whole goddamn life breastfed you in my body, nigga, okay? I have been there your entire life. You've known this nigga for 5 minutes. You better choose the right way. It's either me or Kanan. And he says, she need to figure out another way. I say, oh, she need to figure out another way to get him off for murder. Oh, okay. She need to figure that out. Boy, I tell you that Tyreek, man, you won't bounce his head up against the fucking cement like a basketball. He works on my nerves. So we having dinner with Tommy, all right? Tommy thought it was a good idea to have a family dinner with Teresi and his old lady and Keisha, all right? It was supposed to be like a double date. And when they come in, they're like, oh, Tommy got a cook. I was like, a cook? Does she look like a cook to you? Because she black, she look like a cook? And then they introduce Keisha to them as his girlfriend. They're like, oh, okay. And, you know, it just kind of seemed like they weren't too comfortable with that. They hugged her and everything, but they seemed very uncomfortable with the fact that he brought a black girl to dinner. Like, guess who's coming to dinner? What the fuck, Teresi? Seriously? He seemed the most uncomfortable. All right, the wife was just kind of like, oh, okay, we want a dinner. So they sit down and have dinner. And straight off rip, we get into how hard it is to be with a criminal and how they can go to jail for 25 years. How somebody can hold you in a cold cell for 2 days asking you questions. Like, it got real quick. And Teresi's wife wanted Keisha to know what she was getting herself into. And Keisha's like, look, we've been down that road before. I know very much what I'm getting into. I feel like Tommy has my back, and, you know, we've been through a lot, and we're going to ride it out for one another. And he's like, yeah, Keisha's my girl, you know. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. This shit ain't real. Shit ain't real. So Mock busts into Angela's office about to hear her talking about Kanan and shit. All right, all because he wants to know what's going on with this DC situation. Remember, she offered him a job that she was going to take in DC with all of these people at his beck and call. And he wants to know what's up with it. And she's like, well, I mean, I heard that you were investigating me, so I thought you was too busy for this job in DC. You know, why don't you give me some information and I can see what I can do? So he sits down and he's like, you know, he was like, all right, so we got a CI that says that James killed somebody in prison, basically. And she's like, who? And he was like, it's a CI. I can't tell you that. But I feel like if anybody does a little bit thinking about this situation, they'll figure out that the CI is fucking Teresi, okay? Either way, now Angela has information that she didn't have before. And we see that Mock does not care about this as much as Sax does, because we all know that Sax has a vendetta against Angela. And it's probably because he figured out that she's never going to fuck him. Womp, womp, womp. So Tasha is trying to gently sprinkle the idea into Ghost's head that they should frame Kanan. And he's like, why would we do that? He helped me save Tyreek. And it's like, that's because you don't realize how much he's playing chess with you motherfuckers, okay? I can't believe how mind-fucked y'all are by Kanan. It is unreal for me. Like, you know, like Ghost, you don't realize that he's infiltrated in such a way. Tommy, you don't realize that he's trying to take over your business. They put way too much trust in somebody that tried to kill him like 6 months ago. I'm just saying. In Power time, this shit couldn't have been that much, time in between shit that didn't actually happen between the seasons. Instead of blaming Kanan, who is the real person at fault for this situation, I'm just saying, he's the one that introduced Tyreek to Dre in the first place. Ghost wants to frame Dre. And Tasha tells him 100. The only reason you want to not blame Kanan is because if you blame Kanan, then you have to blame yourself. Real shit. He can't take it. He wants to blame Dre. So after dinner, Tommy and Keisha go over to her place. They about to get into flagrante delicto when a knock comes on the door. Pop, pop, pop. And he like, you got somebody coming over here, Keisha? And Keisha's like, no, I do not have another nigga coming over here, Tommy. He's like, well, let me answer the door. And she's like, all right, answer the door then. So he goes to the door. Who the fuck are you? And the guy's like, I'm looking for Keisha. And she's like, I'm right here. And he's like, you've been served. He tried to grab him, motherfucker ran. I was like, ooh, you gotta be quicker than that. So Keisha got served with a subpoena for her to testify on Tyreek and Tasha's whereabouts on the night that Raymond Jones was murdered. Tommy tells her that she should talk to Tasha before she decides what she's gonna do because shit is getting real and they told her it wouldn't get to this, but here we are. This is what it is, all right? So Tommy convinces her to talk to Tasha, but after this is all over, they not fucking with Ghost or Tasha no more. And I'm like, yeah, right, nigga, you always see that. So Tyreek is in his room hiding drugs and shit, and Ghost walks in and he's like, son, let me ask you a question. Do you ever remember a time where Dre and Ray met up? Can you tell me about that? So that's when he starts to get that his dad wants to frame Dre. All right? And he's pissed off about that. And it's like, you always trying to get out of something and mom might go to jail. And he's like, look, man, I'm not going to let your mama go to jail. If it all comes down to it, I'll turn myself in. It's my responsibility to protect you and to protect this family. And if that's what I have to do, that's what I will do. You don't have to believe it. All right? And it kind of does sink in with Tyreek. And I didn't think that was going to happen. But after he walks out, Tasha walks in and says, we got to talk, Tyreek. And then we didn't see that conversation. And I was like, ooh, that is like a conversation that I needed to see. So Tyreek and Kanan are hanging out later on that day, selling drugs, doing illegal shit together like a little pack. And Tyreek is talking to him about the conversation he had with Ghost. And it's kind of leading Kanan to see that maybe Tyreek doesn't hate Ghost as much as he thought. And he's like, man, you can't trust that nigga. He's always trying to poison Tyreek against Ghost. And Tyreek is like, you know what? I really do think he will go to jail for me. He seemed like he was being honest enough about it. And Kanan was like, well, maybe you can trust that nigga. And the look on Tyreek's face was like, it just started to make me think, like, what's going on here? Is he picking up on something? What's happening right now? So while they walking down the street, Kanan is telling Tyreek a story about how when a police would pull up on them when they was younger, Ghost would just run. And he wasn't even trying to outrun the police. He just knew he had to run faster than Tommy and Kanan so that the police would just catch the two of them. Trying to make his daddy sound fucked up like he all out for self. And it's like, man, at the end of the day, like, y'all is homeboys. We all out for self when we out here in this life. But his kids and his family is a whole different thing, and you know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's not the same to you, Kanan, because you don't mind putting a bullet in your kid's fucking head. I mean, everybody not like that, son. Everybody don't have those same anger issues that you have. Either way, Kanan leaves Tyreek on the corner to sell some of the pills that he done got for him. And I'm like, oh, Lord, please don't get caught by the federale hood. So Ghost is at the club, and he invited Tate there so that he could warn him about Dre. And he tells him that the reason why he fired Dre was because Dre was running drugs through the club and he was taking too much money off the top. Now, Tommy had told him that a while back, so that's how he found out that they was out here fucking up. That's definitely something that you could just look at the books and see. They're not as good at that shit as Ghost and Tasha are at cleaning that money and making sure that shit show up right. So I think that's definitely something that they're going to be able to get that boy on. Then Joey shows up. And Joey is asking Ghost, any questions, just, kind of seeing, how's he doing, what's going on, letting him know he got his law license back. And this is when Ghost is like, so, what would happen, what would be the collateral damage if I wanted to turn myself in for something I didn't do? And Joey was like, I don't know. You wanna, explain in more detail? And he was like, nah, man, I don't really want to. And he was like, look, man, you can tell me. Let me in. Let me know what's going on so I could better help you. And every other time that Proctor has been around, he's always said, don't tell me shit I don't need to know. He's always told them not to tell him, and now he's asking for information. And the look on Ghost's face told me that he picked up on that, and he was like, I'll see you later, Joey. I'll see you later. It was like a very, very murderous look. Murderous. So Keisha and Tasha have a conversation because the way Tasha uses Keisha is coming to a head, all right? She is not willing to lie on stand and perjure herself for them, and she lets her know that. And Tasha is like, so you gonna let us go to jail? You gonna let Tommy go to jail? You can live with that? I'm like, Tasha, you fucked up. I understand that this is what has to happen, and that Tasha is just a small link, and all she has to do is stick to the fucking story, and it'll probably be fine. I get that. But for you to guilt trip her that way, I think that's really fucked up. I think Keisha don't need to fuck with you no more after this. So remember Tyreek was on the corner trying to sell pills to the kiddies in the hood. Well, the kiddies in the hood rolled up with some counterfeit money. So they rolled up on the kids, and Tyreek jumps out the car with a gun and gets them to give him the pills back. He jumps back in the car with Kanan. He's like, look at you, you gonna be a little real nigga. And I'm like, man, these two niggas is sad. Tyreek asked him how could he have killed his son. You know, he was very close to Sean. So he's like, how could you have killed him? He was like, man, that nigga wasn't my son. I should have got the paternity test. You are more my son than he ever was. And I don't know why, but that shit didn't sit well. That shit didn't sit well at all with Tyreek. So Ghost and Dre meet up to discuss the plan that they had put into motion last episode that didn't quite work out that way. Because Jason moved out of his hotel room. I guess Kanan might have gave him the go-ahead or something like that for him to get out of his hotel room. So I don't know if he knew about that though. I think he did know about that shit. So he might have got Jason out of that hotel room so Dre didn't come in to kill him. And Ghost, he didn't exactly kill the Jimenez. He got Kanan to kill the Jimenez. So neither one of them really held up their end of the deal. But because at least the Jimenez ended up dead, Ghost feels like Dre owes him a body. And Dre lets him know, nigga, I don't owe you anything, all right? Ever since you killed Diego, I've been the closest thing to Alicia. And guess what? That's all I need to happen. I'm the king of these streets, nigga. The student has surpassed the master. Ghost look like he gonna kill that nigga. So Joey goes to meet with his cousin who got called in to the FBI, called in by Donovan to talk to him, right? And Joey saw them going in and out of the building. So they meet up later, and his cousin gives him the laptop that he got from that FBI agent because he had the recording that would put Ghost and Tommy in jail for the rest of their damn lives, all right? So Joey wants to keep that laptop so he can have some insurance against them because he doesn't know if they're either going to turn on him or try to kill him. He doesn't know, but he knows he has to give the FBI something because they won't leave him alone, and he's starting to crack. What are you going to do, Joey? What are you going to do? So remember Tyreek and Kanan was riding in a car, y'all. So the police pull him over. Boop, 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 boop. All right. So they pull him over. We don't know what's going to happen. They search the car, find a gun in the trunk of the car, make the two of them get out the car, start to pat everybody down, ask Tyreek, is he okay? Said that the mama called in that her son was missing and had been kidnapped by a man who fit the description, Kanan, okay? And we pop back to Tasha and Ghost, and Tasha is telling Ghost that she set the whole thing up. He was like, where's the gun, Tasha? And she was like, it's with Tyreek. And I set it up so that the police will pick them up. He'll be safe. He'll be safe. And Ghost is like, bitch, are you crazy? Kanan will not go down easy. Why would you put our son in harm's way like that? She thinking it's going to be all right. Meanwhile, Kanan decides, I'm not going down easy, nigga. Bow, shoots the first cop. Bow, bow, shoots the second cop, the lady cop. We thought she was going to get it in. By this time, Tyreek had already been put in the back of the police car. He locked in the car. He can't get out. The lady cop is shooting, but Kanan kills her. One more cop around the back of the car. You see him. He gets shot. Bow. He's down on the ground, but he got one shot off. to his stomach, to Kanan's stomach, and I think it pierced his lung, but he thought he was all right. So he rolls up on the cop. The cop's like, no, please, pow. He shoots him in the fucking head. Tyreek's in the back of the car, scared and shit, and he looks at him, and he just shakes his head like, nigga, I trusted you. He walks off. He gets into the other cop's car and drives away, but he starts to slow down and cough and shit because he got shot in the lung. So the blood is filling up his lungs and he can't breathe. So eventually, the car just he loses control of the car as he passes out. It veers off the road, and that's how Kanan died. Kanan died in that car, bruh. He died just like that, okay, with a hole in the lung, like a soldier. I thought I told you. Y'all, oh my God, I can't believe they killed Kanan like that. Was y'all, like, expecting that? I was not expecting that. You know, I was expecting for 50 Cent to be on this fucking show forever after they didn't kill him after he got burnt up the first time. Oh my God. And y'all know this is going to be like a key point in Tyreek's life. For the rest of his life, he's going to remember this moment where Kanan could have killed him and he didn't. And he set up Kanan like his daddy did. The same shit that he was mad at his parents about, he did him damn self. Even though this was all very much Kanan's fault, and Kanan would have put a bullet in the back of your head if you hadn't been as gangster as you were. But at the end of the day, he was for the downfall of everybody you love. And you had to decide, nigga. Y'all, when Tyreek was like, yeah, he kidnapped me, I could not take it, y'all. I was like, no, he doing it. So apparently that's what him and Tasha had talked about, and that's what she was talking to Ghost about. But they had that conversation, and we didn't know why they didn't show us the conversation. They didn't want us to know. Y'all, I was so excited. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, wait a minute. So that's what they was talking about. I didn't think Tasha was going to be able to get to Tyreek. I want to know what she said to him that got into his head. And I really think it was the Sean situation. Remember, he killed his own son. He killed Sean. And we all know how Tyreek felt about Sean. So to see him go along with that and go against Kanan, oh my God. And then the look that he and Kanan exchanged before Kanan got in that car and rolled off and died, oh my God. It was good. It was well worth the wait. It was damn good, y'all. It was a good episode. Okay, hold up. We're not done. When they pick up Tyreek from the police station, they start to question Keisha and Tyreek, and they pull in Keisha and ask her questions. And Tyreek does his whole sad sob story about how it was Kanan and he killed Raymond Jones and he knew about it, but he didn't want to say anything because he was scared, and that's why he kidnapped him, because he knew. Like, so they set it all up like Kanan was the person that killed Raymond Jones from the beginning, y'all. Then we see that Crystal Ball and the lady who managing the clubs, Dre's boss, found the Jimenez head in a freezer at one of the restaurants, and the FBI is running in, and Dre looks pissed. Angela gives Blanca Rodriguez her Raymond Jones files back and says, oh, it looks like he was just another dirty cop. Here's your info, bitch. Bow. It is beneath my pay grade. Okay, and then Joey stupid ass foils everything and goes to the FBI talking about he can't give them anything on James St. Patrick, but he knows if anybody is helping them, it's Angela Valdez. I'm like, Joey, you bitch. We've counted on you all of this time to keep a cool head and be a good lawyer, you know, a lawyer. But look at you, turning state's evidence. You fucking snitch. Tommy and James had to go ID Kanan's body, and of course Tommy blames Ghost for everything. Tommy blames Ghost, said, how you not know about this? And he like, bruh, it was Tyreek and Tasha. I promise, I didn't know nothing about this shit. And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up, Tommy. He was about to take your whole business from under you, nigga. All right? He was about to kill you too, nigga. He was gonna fuck over all of y'all. And you sitting up here sad and upset with Ghost about it. Fuck out of here. It's what had to happen. He had to die. Ever since he did what he did to his son, okay? You ain't nothing gonna be right, nigga. Ain't nothing gonna be right till you do right by me. Ain't nothing gonna be right till you do right by me. That's how I feel about power. My nerves is bad. Anyway, y'all, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. And I'll see y'all in the next one.